Hello, hello. I'm Cassie Brown,
I'm Rhonda Melogy.
and we're super excited today because we are talking to all of those production hack junkies. So if you struggle to get it all done, this one little trick will change your life. Are you ready for this, Rhonda?
Like, I don't even know what it is, and I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. All right. So we have shared and we have talked about our journey with losing weight, the way that we make decisions in business. I feel like we've talked about like our 2 week idea to launch and sale, like how do we do things quickly? And we're going to share our little trick on the way that we get things mapped out visually and prioritize the action that we're going to take.
Hey there, it's Rhonda Melogy. If you like what you're seeing, make sure to hit the subscribe button below so you know when I publish a new video, probably any minute now. Well, I think you just kind of spilled the beans a little bit.
A little bit, but there's a process to it.
Yeah, so what we're going to be talking about today is creating a visual map. Now, for all those people saying, well, I'm not a visual person, everybody is a visual person. Because let me tell you right now, all of those business ideas, stress, worry, question are swimming around in your head. Like I turn blue in the face. Like this is the thing that I say over and over and over and over again. You got to get it out of your head. You got to get it out of your brain, and you have to see it. If you're like me, I'm super visual. And so I love those IKEA books where the little guy is putting the thing together. Like I can put a shelf together all day long. If you have me read the instructions, it's not going to happen, right? Pictures, a visual framework shortens the amount of time to progress. And the easiest way to do this, and Cassie Brown loves this, she actually came up with the name. Like I was like, well, this is what we need to do. And she's like, oh, that's sticky note secrets. So it's super simple. I know that in your office right now that you already have these supplies. You have a watch where we can set the timer for 10 minutes, and you've got a good Sharpie. I love a good Sharpie. And you probably have a pack of sticky notes. The reason why we say sticky note secrets and the reason why we use sticky notes is because I know as women, like we sit down, and when we're overwhelmed, typically around the holidays, that's when we will write out our to-do list. And it probably has 500 things on it. That does not help you. We're just expanding time and we're looking at the list. It's out of our head, but we're more overwhelmed now than ever. Okay. So with sticky note secrets, super simple, 10 minutes on the timer, and it's one thing per sticky note. So I want you to think it's almost like a Twitter feed. Twitter used to be what, like 120 characters that you could do. And so like you really had to make it work. If we're only doing 10 minutes, I want you set the timer to 10 minutes, and with that beautiful big Sharpie, one thing per sticky, and tear it off, one thing per sticky. Because the next step, when that is all said and done and there's no more else to write or nothing else to write, number one, I want you just to go and breathe, because now we have the beginnings of a visual framework. Because the next thing that you're going to start to see are patterns or collections of tasks that need to be done. And the beautiful thing about sticky notes is that you can move them. You are not going to get this wrong. It's so simple. So now you set the timer again for how long? 10 minutes. And you start pulling those collections, buckets together. It's what we do inside of our planner, friends. We organize for businesses. We organize in the 4 essential systems. We organize them into categories. Super, super simple. So now 10 minutes, everything is out of our head. We've created a visual framework. Now we're picking up on patterns. But Rhonda, where do I focus my time and attention first? Because Lord knows I need to publish my website. That is not the answer. The answer is, what is the one thing out of the sticky notes that you see that directly relates to helping you generate revenue in your business? Is that having a conversation? Is that scheduling a discovery call? Is that scheduling a call with a friend just so they know the thing that you do? Is it a social media post in your community? What is the one small activity that you can implement, i.e. hold my digital beer, that will translate into revenue? And I will tell you, it is no more complicated than that, Cassie.
I feel like that's a mic drop, and we just need to pause and appreciate the simplicity of it. You know, Rhonda and I, we always tell each other, when we remind each other, simple is sexy. And I will tell you, overwhelmingly, the feedback that we get from the people who we work with within our programs, the launches that we work with and our one-on-one clients, when we get to this point and we work through this exercise and we allow the stream of consciousness, the release of the mental weight, and all of this type of things, it is unanimous. We always end up at, one of us or all of us saying this statement: could it be that simple? And yeah, that's when you know that you have released and eliminated all of the other things that you've been carrying and telling yourself is important. But when you start to evaluate and see the patterns, you eliminate and you get to that focal point. And when you focus on that focal point, it's just like shooting an arrow at a target. If all you're looking at is that center dot, there is nothing stopping you from hitting your mark. But if you have everything else, like all of the pressure and noise coming at you at everything, like what's for dinner, when's the dog going to the groomer, all of this type of stuff, now we've allowed ourselves to focus. And let me tell you something about focus. Focus crushes momentum every single time. It's the reason why we can have an idea, buy a domain, build the system, and launch the ads and have our first sale within 2 weeks. That is unheard of in many industries, especially our industry. Most people are still working through who they want to serve and how they want to serve them and what their why is and the stories that they're going to share in 2 weeks, when you could be 2 weeks ahead and have the data and the feedback and evaluating and simplifying your system even more.
Yeah, I don't know, like there's not a whole lot more that we need to say for this particular episode. I guess that question that you said, could it really be this simple? It comes up every single time. And I'm just wondering, where did we ever learn that business has to be complicated? Or maybe it's just defined by others that are like 50 steps ahead of us. I think that, in some instances, Cassie and I, like the way that we run our business, we take steps every single day. And all of those steps have led us to where we are right now. I never look at things as failures. Can I get angry at myself for decisions that I've made or that we've made? Yes. Can I question those? Yes. But we took the steps to get where we are right now. And there is a confidence that I have in definitively saying, this is what I want. I don't care what this person over here has or how they define success. This is what I want. And the simple systems that we share inside of our programs, whether it's a quick win, whether it's systems of scale, whether it's working one-on-one with our clients, it gets to the heart of what we need to do, and we close shop. I mean, we're done. That's it. And it just aligns with the way we want to live our life. And it's not always running our business.
Amen. And I'll say one last word on the subject, and then I'll recap and wrap us up. But let's honestly realize that we could live in a never-ending to-do list loop.
Yeah.
We are going to have a million creative ideas a day. Yep. It's just sometimes how we're wired as creatives, as visionaries, as entrepreneurs. That's just the way our brain works. Mm-hmm. But if we allow every single little idea to take us down different paths, we're not truly closing the gap towards what we set out to build. And sometimes that is intentional, and other times that is self-sabotage. I want you to use this exercise as one of those filters to help you see, where am I getting distracted and where is my greatest opportunity? That's essentially what this process does. All right. And so essentially, if you're interested in sticky note secrets, it is in our quick win shop for sure. This is a very top level overview of what we do in the process that we use. So it's essentially brain dump on your sticky notes for 10 minutes. Okay. Visually, one item per sticky note, put them all up on your wall, on your table, whatever. Like, get messy, get it out of your head, right? Find the pattern, observe the pattern, and then use a filter of focus. What is the revenue generating activity that will truly move your business forward once it's complete? And when you start doing that and you start taking bite-sized chunks out of those goals, that's when you begin to release the pressure of the overwhelm, and you realize, I don't have to get it all done. If I focus and I get the essential biggest movers done on a consistent basis, everything falls into place and momentum is incredible.
So I'm just going to tell the story of one of our funnels that we launched back on November 17th. There was from day one, we were spending some money on ads, and in a 2-week period of time, it wasn't right. Tracking was off. The way the offer was presented, the sales page didn't look like I wanted it to. The checkout cart wasn't just right. Didn't have my client onboarding secret sauce that I like to add, but we were still generating revenue. And within about 2 weeks, I think it's about $5,000 in revenue for me figuring it out. Now, that's not the buy the domain and launch the product and have your first sale in 2 weeks. That's all going on too. And I'm living my life. And all of my kids are home from school. And we have a holiday and I'm traveling. All of those things are happening. They are truly small micro steps each and every day. And all of our ideas originate from a sticky note on a whiteboard. That's the only way. I think sometimes I can't do complicated anymore. Just call me advanced maternal age. I've just got too many kids, too many responsibilities, too many things that are vying for my attention. If I can see it, then I can process it quickly and I can implement even quicker all the way to the bank. So while you're thinking about it, we are implementing, and I know you're competitive, so I just raise that hair on the back of your neck, and I want to do that for you right now. I want you to get out there and implement. I could do another story. Should we tell about Amy Lynn? Should we talk about how you moved her?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Let's do that. That was, she blew me away. I was completely speechless. That's why I do what I do and love the environments that we create, especially when we get to do live workshops. Yes, please. I think anyone listening or watching at this point, this is just a bonus.
Okay. So this is the bonus. Sorry. This is me going down a rabbit hole a little bit, but it's just moving, it's pushing into action. So inside of the quick win shop at freedomtoimpact.com, you're going to find the 1 hour cash machine. When I was doing the checkout, and we use Thrivecart, when I was doing the checkout, I just kept reading all of the testimonials. And we could share big numbers with you, but I want to share Amy Lynn's story. Amy Lynn came into the workshop, and Kaci likes to see everybody's face. So this time we had the opportunity, we did it live. So it's like Brady Bunch, we get to see everybody. And it came to the point in the conversation in the workshop where it was Amy Lynn getting feedback. Amy Lynn comes in, she is a virtual bookkeeper. She has some things that limit the amount of time, doesn't matter how much time you got, that she can work. And she came in with 5 clients. And I feel like the words that Kaci Brown spoke to her opened up a whole new reality that literally within 48 hours, of being able to make a decision and implement quickly. She saw it. 4 brand new clients. 4. Now, I want you to think about where you are right now. I want you to think about how easy, how hard it is for you to generate the revenue, to get the clients, to get on calls, and take that experience to heart. And your assignment is sticky notes. Set a timer, 10 minutes, write one thing per note. And at the end, organize them based on category. And then take a look, all those things that are vying for your attention. There's going to be one that screams out at you. It may be the thing that you're fearing the most. That's where Kaci and I kind of come in. We are like your biggest virtual cheerleaders to help push you over the finish line. It's that thing that is what we would call a positive stress, not a negative stress. And once you bust through that, possibilities are endless. So.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, I love Amy Lynn's story. And like you put that in front of any business owner, you know, what would that mean for new clients in 48 hours? And I think another thing as we wrap up that I want to draw everyone's attention to is this is very specific and intentional pockets of time. You've heard Rhonda talk about pockets of time. When we are doing our brainstorms, we set timers. In our workshops, when we're walking everyone through the process, they only have like 2 or 3 minutes to work on something, and then we move on. And then because perfection is not what we're seeking. Patterns are what we're seeking, and like just the stream of consciousness. Like this is one of the biggest habits that if you just allow yourself, and I know like I used to think like, I don't have time to plan. This isn't very efficient use of my time. But this here, it helps us just visually process and like remove all of the mental heaviness that we're carrying around. Because when you talk about thinking clearly, strategically thinking, making decisions, getting through that brain fog, this is why it exists. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode.
And for all of the information and the products and Customers for Life podcast, I mean, there's all kinds of goodness over there at freedomtoimpact.com. Join us, because Kaci and I would love no more than to be a part of your online business journey. So take care.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for spending some time with us today. Click the link. It's the first link. We make it super simple for any of the tools and resources that we talked about in today's video, helping you make it easy for your freedom to impact.